we are here. We no technical issues this morning so far. Everything's looked good. I've spent a little bit of time just fiddling with everything. I've realised as well that our thumbnail on YouTube is a little bit incorrect. It's the Cardiff stream from last night, so I need to change the thumbnail a little later on. But the title screen is here. Let's just show that one quickly. We are having a brand new first look at Thomas and Friends. He's arrived. He's finally here. And so we are going to jump straight into it. We've got the new icon. There's a new icon on the home screen, the menu screen. It says Thomas and Friends, start your journey here. Are we ready? I think you need to turn your mic up a little bit. You're awfully quiet. I don't know what's going on with the microphone. Let's make sure that we are using the correct one. Let's turn the gain up. How's that? Is that better? Let me know. Let me know how that is. That looks like it might be alright. I'll turn the game music down slightly as well. There we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Let's press the button and go. Start story. Here we go. Ready? How awesome is that? Should we turn it up so you can hear it a bit better? You feel trainy? You should be after this. Should we learn to drive Thomas the Tank Engine? Should we do that first? I'm just going to enjoy the music. It's brilliant. I love that. The old tune. It's taken me back to my my youth. There we are. Let's load that. Go on then. Let's learn to drive Thomas. I'm sure it's easy. Simplified controls apparently. I watched the preview stream last night late.
Hello there, and welcome to the training centre.
Let's turn that off.
Before you can start your adventures on the West Somerset Railway, you will need to learn how to drive Thomas. In this short introduction, you will be taken through every step needed to make sure that Thomas is a really useful engine. And I'm sure you'll be an expert driver in no time. It looks like Thomas is eager to get started. So let's begin.
Thomas is eager to get started.
Hello, driver.
Hello, Thomas.
I can't wait to get started and show you what a really useful engine I am.
I'm sure you'll be very useful. Let's jump on board.
First, you will need to climb aboard. Follow the blue markers in front of you as they will guide you to Thomas's cab steps.
I think my phone is playing the audio as well. Yes, it is. Let's turn my phone down. I've got the YouTube playing on my phone. There we are. Let's jump on board. There we are.
Before you can climb the steps, you will need to check if Thomas's cab door is open. If you can see that the cab door is closed, you can open it by first looking at it and then pressing the button shown on the screen.
So it's really explaining it for children. I can see that they've
cab door is open.
made it very simple for children
to climb
play.
up into Thomas's cab.
So there we are. So this,
Welcome
it's gone
to
very
Thomas's
basic.
cab.
We already know how to do
Here,
it.
you'll be able to learn the controls needed to drive Thomas.
There we are.
Let's get started by first moving over to the driving position.
Can we close this door? We can. There we go. Press the Y button to get in and out of the seat. We should know how to do this, but we're going to pretend that we don't.
If you want a better view of your train or the line ahead, you can change between several different external camera views at any time whilst driving. For this introduction, use the controls shown on screen to change to this particular external camera.
Full of nostalgia. It's creeping me out a little bit as well, but yeah, I get it. The nostalgia is right there. Let's have a look at
This
Thomas.
is one of several external camera views available to you. You can switch between this view and the internal cab view at any time
Just having a good look
by
around.
pressing either of the controls shown here.
Yeah, you find it
Would
hard.
you like
It's
to
just
switch
not
back to
too
the
bad.
internal cab
Thomas has
view,
got a lot more
or keep
visibility out the
using the
cab.
external camera?
I'd like to stay in this view, thank you. We can switch it.
To drive
we
Thomas
can do
forwards,
that.
you will need to use the throttle. Press and hold the control shown on screen to increase the throttle and get Thomas moving.
Let's have a look what the control is then. Right trigger, so we know how to do that. There we are. He's not moving. There we go.
Well done. You're doing a good job so far.
This is the coolest thing I've seen. Thomas blinks.
To slow Thomas down, or when you want to come to a stop, you
This
will
is really
need to
well made
apply
for
the
children.
brakes.
I know, but
Use
us
the control
big
shown
children
on
as
screen
well.
to apply the
The big
brakes
kids
and bring
amongst
Thomas
us
to
will
a
love
stop
this.
on the blue marker.
I love that. It's brilliant. Let's speed him up a little bit. How fast can Thomas go? Yeah, I'm definitely a man child. There we are, big kid. How do we slow down? Oh, left on the left trigger slowed us down. There's Annie and Clarabelle. So pretty much from what Matt Pedal's been saying was the controls are very simplified, like you would drive a car in any sort of racing game. It's right trigger to accelerate, left trigger to slow down. Very, very simple. I like that. I still overshot the stop marker. Standard. Oh.
Annie and Clarabelle are waiting in the sidings behind you, and you must collect them before heading to the station.
Okay.
In order to reach Annie and Clarabelle, you will first need to switch the junction so that it is set to the correct track.
There
You
we
can
are.
set the junction by either using the route map or climbing down out of the cab and walking over to it.
We will do it in the camera. We already know how to do this. We can fly over to it here, like so, and switch that like that. There we are.
Great work. You can now go and couple to Annie and Clarabelle.
There we
Make
are.
sure that as you approach them, you lower your speed and come to a stop as close as possible to them to ensure that they couple successfully.
There we go. Now how do we reverse?
To make Thomas reverse, press and hold the control shown here
Okay.
until Thomas starts moving backwards.
There we are. So there we are. Brake and reverse the left trigger on the Xbox controller or the PlayStation controller, I suppose, whichever one you're using. That makes Thomas reverse. Teletubbies. Gosh, yeah. It's going back, isn't it? There we are. We don't want Thomas to go too fast. Annie and Clarabelle are looking worried as Thomas backs into them. Slow down, Thomas. Slow down. Slowly, slowly. There we go. Annie and Clarabelle. Annie's looking very happy. Small little bump there. And we're all coupled up.
Hello, Annie. Hello, Clarabelle.
The eyes are the creepiest thing, are they?
Hello, Thomas.
I think that was creepy.
Well done. You're now ready to head to the station. When you're ready to
doesn't
continue,
sound
use
patronising
the
at all, does
throttle
it?
to apply some power to drive Thomas forwards.
There we are. Let's drive forwards then. The suspension's really cool, I love that. They feel and look very animated, it's very good. So we do an 8 camera, let's do an 8 camera, shall we? Speed up a little bit. brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. So much nostalgia. We can give Thomas a lot more speed. None of these controls are operational as such. You can't just grab them like you can in normal Steam training on TSW. You can't just select the controls in here and use them. It would be nice if they could do that, but not the way they set it up. They set it up to be simple for children and stuff. Brings back memories. It does, it does. Lots of good memories are happening. We'll jump onto West Somerset and do a story mission in a minute. We're just learning how to drive Thomas at the moment. We can really go quite fast now. Let's really push. You've gone quiet again. I don't really know what's going on with my microphone. I'm talking right into it. I don't really know what's happening. Hello Dougie, welcome. So we're going to push Thomas to go as fast as we can and see what's happening. How fast can Thomas go? 59 kilometres. Not sure why we're in kilometres, because we're on training centre. Just scream at the top of my lungs. I'm trying not to shout. It should be loud enough.
You're nearing the station now. So remember to slow down and come to a stop
No,
at the
we
platform.
don't want to slow down. We want to see how fast Thomas can go. He's really pushing, isn't he? There we go, Thomas. There we go. He is from Yorkshire, that's the point. He is. We're going to miss the station. Pressed the wrong button to stop then as well. Thomas, stop. Oh, well, first overshooting Thomas. It was going to happen. Let's go backwards. The controls are really, really easy. They're really simple. I like it. Push him back into the station properly. He was too eager there, wasn't he? Silly Thomas. He really is a useful engine, I promise. What does the theme song go? We'll listen to the theme song in a second. We'll get that playing again. Definitely picking this up. So we're on the training centre at the moment. Oh, it's being really finicky about where we stop Thomas. I like the suspension. The suspension's really cool. I have mentioned that. There we go.
To allow the passengers to climb aboard, you will first.
I think we know how to
the
do this
passenger
by now.
doors, using the control
It's
shown
Clarabelle.
on screen.
There we are. The doors. Carriages are really nicely done. I like this. Really nice. Really nice old school carriages. I apparently can't get out the carriage now. I'm stuck.
Well done. It looks like all of the passengers have boarded now.
Do
so
they?
you can go ahead and close the passenger doors
Invisible
by
passengers.
using the control shown here.
There we go. We've done it. There we are.
It looks like you're ready to continue to the next station. Use the throttle once again to apply some power to get Thomas moving.
There we go. Peep, peep. Off you go, Thomas. To the next station. Give him more speed. 740 metres. So we're going to go round a loop, so we'll give him some speed. See how fast we can get him this time. Go on, Thomas. Give it some beans. How do we turn the lamp on? Like that, on the keyboard. Looks like all the passengers are boarded now. Take them to the pub and they can have a pint of bitter. My Yorkshire accent's not the best, I do apologise. Oh, Nightbot. Let's not use the capitals. We don't want to upset Nightbot, do we? Hey? Remember to slow down. Okay, we'll do that in a second. Yeah, Nightbot. Nightbot's keeping you in check, Techno. Apologies about that. Let's start slowing down. I've got the wrong button again. I'm so used to pressing the right bumper to slow down, and it's not. It's the left trigger rather than the right bumper. There we go.
Good work. Now open the passenger doors to allow the passengers to start boarding.
Fair enough. There we are. So that should be the end of the training.
Splendid work. It looks like you and Thomas will make a great team. And I'm certain you will be an expert driver in no time.
We are an expert driver. What are you talking about?
If you'd like to learn how to drive Thomas again, you can return to the training centre at any time to replay this tutorial.
There we are. Choose your next chapter. They'll go back to the main menu. We've got an achievement. Good job. Complete 5 scenarios on... I don't even own that one. It's not out yet. That was interesting. I got an achievement for playing a route I don't own. Right. It's not even out yet. How's that work? So, you wanted to hear the theme tune again, is that right? Here we go then. Should we turn it up? So the younger viewers amongst you may not recognise this as the theme tune because they did modernise the theme tune a little bit, and I think sort of from like 2010 onwards, probably a little bit earlier, they did their 2, their 4, their 6, their 8. Their 2, their 4, their 6, their 8, shunting trucks and hauling freight, that one, which was obviously not as good as the original theme tune that you're hearing now. So let's go into West Somerset and do Thomas's Arrival, the first one on the list there, the story. Should be loading. There we go. Taking a little while to load today.
Thomas's Arrival. It was a warm summer's evening on the West Somerset Railway, and Thomas the Tank Engine was waiting at Dunster Station. He and Sir Topham Hatt had been invited to visit the railway and were on their way to Minehead for a big welcome. "I can't wait to get to Minehead Station and meet everyone," said Thomas excitedly. "You said you had a friend that worked on this railway, didn't you, sir?"
There he is.
"Yes, Thomas, I have," replied Sir Topham Hatt. "Mr. Peters and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm sure you'll get to meet him once we reach Minehead. And I know he's very keen to finally meet you, especially after I told him how useful you are."
It's a shame they haven't got lip sync
sir,
on the
Thomas proudly.
talking.
"Although I do hope my branch line back on Sodor will be all right without me. I'm sure my passengers will miss their regular train rides." "I'm sure your passengers will be fine, Thomas. There's no need to worry about your branch line."
So he's talking, but he's not got any lip sync
"I've
to that,
arranged for
to the
Percy
speech.
and Toby to
That
look
would have been
after it
better,
while
but
you're away.
hey ho.
Bertie said he'll lend a hand too." Thomas smiled, thinking about his friends back home. "Right then, he continued. Let's get going. We don't want to keep everyone waiting.
Nope, we don't.
And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked down the platform and climbed aboard Annie. Yes, sir, peeped Thomas. Minehead, here we come.
We're off to Minehead. There we are. Right. And over here, because I've done the mastery on this route, they are unloading another steam engine now. As part of the sort of mastery overlay thing, they're unloading a steam train, 4F I think it is. And then we've got some troublesome trucks here in the siding. That one's looking very pleased with himself. Or very angry. I don't know. Let's head off. Come on, Thomas, let's go. Off we go. .5 miles an hour is the speed limit through Dunster, which is where we are. We can increase our speed once we get out of Dunster. Do an 8 camera as we pull out, I think. That's probably a good shot, isn't it? Now we can get up to 25
I wonder
miles
what
an hour.
kind of jobs I'll get to do here, wondered Thomas.
It accelerates
I do
quite
hope we
quickly.
get there soon. I can't wait to get started. Yes, it will be nice to finally arrive, said Annie sleepily. I don't know about you, Clara, but I'm rather looking forward to a nice long rest after our long journey here.
The voiceovers
Yes,
are
Annie,
great.
it'll be nice to finally rest my wheels for the night. You should get some rest too, Thomas. You don't want to be tired tomorrow, do you? But I'm too excited. There's going to be a party tomorrow night to welcome us to the railway, and I want to make a good impression and show everyone that I'm a really useful engine, especially as we come all this way. We understand, sympathized Annie. But as Clarabelle said, you don't want to end up being tired and running late on your first day. Despite his excitement, Thomas couldn't help but be tired too. Ah. It sounds like we're not the only ones who need to rest their wheels, laughed Clarabelle. Well, I suppose I am a little tired, he said wearily. And a good night's rest would be nice before we start work in the morning.
Thomas is blowing
The
it.
three
He's got
friends
his eyes shut. I was going to
continued
take a
their
photo,
journey towards Minehead.
but his eyes were shut, which is slightly frustrating. We can advance game time a little bit. Hang on. Then hopefully, there we go. There we go. Right, let's see if we can get a good picture. Ba-ba-ba-ba. That looks alright. He's looking at something. I don't know what Thomas is looking at there. It says hide overlay, but it's not hiding the HUD, the element. Never mind. There we go.
Long before they were nearing the station.
Of course, we are still going to run our bingo as well on this stream, but the main focus is on just enjoying it and having a chilled out time with Thomas. Probably go a bit quicker. We're permitted to go above the speed limit, apparently, on this Thomas. Let's say we're speeding now. We are allowed to actually go faster than we need to. I'm going to turn those markers off. We don't need those markers. do. Skimming over some trucks there. Oh, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this. Right. Coming into Minehead now. I don't know if we're going to see Diesel sat here. It does sound like there's something revving away. It's probably a truck. I think Diesel's over here. That sounds like him. There he is. There's Diesel. Sat in the siding. Finish our first part of the story. I was thinking about doing a free roam or just popping Thomas onto a timetable somewhere else. Another route or something. We'll have a look at that at some point. Get this story done. We'll maybe do another story part as well, and then we'll jump onto some kind of free roam. Oh, I hit the buffers there.
As Thomas's train pulled into the station, he looked around and noticed a smartly dressed man standing on the
fireman
platform.
decided to sit
he
in
wondered if this
the
was
tank
Sir
of
Topham
Thomas.
Hatt's friend. When the man stepped
Rather than,
forward
be
and
anywhere
introduced himself. Hello, and welcome to the West Somerset Railway. You must be Thomas, the famous tank engine I've heard all about.
So apparently we've got
great
a
to
Somerset
finally meet.
accent
My name is
for
Mr.
Mr. Peters. So
And I must
here's
say
Mr.
it's a
Peters. He's
pleasure
got
to
a
have you
Somerset
here.
accent.
Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas. I'm excited that we have been given the chance to come and visit your
I love
railway.
that. The characterisation
and I can't
is brilliant.
wait to get started.
Well done to Dovetail and well done to Mattel.
That's
working
what I
with
like
Dovetail.
to hear, said Mr. Peters. Sir Topham tells me you're a very hard-working engine. So I'm looking forward to working with you and making sure that you and all our visitors have a great time at the party tomorrow night. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt walked up. He greeted his friend warmly and started telling him all about Thomas.
Does anyone else think that Matt Peddleton would
Thomas
really
is
do
one
well
of the
to
most
cosplay as
useful engines
Sir
I
Topham
know,
Hatt?
and I'm sure he'll prove
Is
to
it just
be a
me? It's
credit
not just
to
me, I'm
your
sure.
railway.
Matt Peddleton, if you are watching, or if you do
That's
find this
wonderful
video,
to hear,
I
replied Mr.
request
Peters.
politely
I'm sure that
that
Thomas
for
and I
the
will
next
get
live
on
stream that you do at
splendid.
Dovetail, you dress as Sir Topham Hatt.
Mr. Peters smiled
I think we'd all like to
and
see that.
turned
That
to
would
the
be
crowd
brilliant.
of passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all to give a warm welcome to our visitors from the island of Sodor. Sir Topham Hatt, Thomas, and his loyal coaches, Annie and Clarabelle.
Yay.
Everyone clapped and cheered, and Thomas looked on, feeling very proud.
I think we might need to rescue the fireman.
But no one noticed that a familiar diesel engine was watching them from afar.
Devious diesel. That's brilliant. There we are. What's Diesel going to get up to? Shall we find out? Let's go to the next chapter, shall we? Diesel begins to cause trouble. The devious diesel.
The devious diesel.
Yep.
Early the next morning, Diesel crept into the station. He looked to see if anyone was around and saw that Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed that Annie and Clarabelle were sleeping too. And an idea came to him.
Da, da, da.
What a good idea, Diesel thought to himself. If I shunt those trucks in front of them, then Thomas will have to spend even more time getting them back. Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late. And on his first day, too. Chuckled Diesel deviously. I must be careful not to wake him, though.
So there we go. Diesel is going to be up to some devious tricks. Devious Diesel. Stop at location. So we need to let's turn that on so we know where we're stopping. There somewhere. So same as last time, easy and simple controls. I love the smoke effect. Brilliant. Okay, Diesel down the line. Careful not to wake Thomas. He's even got his horn. Probably not a good idea to sound the horn near Thomas. Wake him up. The truck's looking even more troublesome. Good look around. What are you going to get up to, Diesel? I always kind of like Diesel because it's based on an 08 Gronk, and I always like the Gronk. In the world of comics. Old Diesel versus Steam thing, isn't it? Right there, Diesel. A little puff of smoke, exhaust fumes or whatever, as he stops. So when he stops and starts, he belches smoke, which is great. It's a nice touch. Right, so let's go forward. There we go, more smoke. Couple up to the top of the truck. So does Diesel do the same as Thomas when he found the horn? No, he's not so animated. Still, not a bad. Thomas is the headline, of course. He gets more features, I think. Put them in front front of Annie and Clarabelle. None of these guys are going to stop me. They're all just standing around watching as Diesel does his devious deeds. Devious deeds? There we are. Diesel's devious deeds. That should be a scenario of its own, shouldn't it? Do we have lights? We have a light up there. I don't know if these lights down here work. Or any controls for those? Just that one, I think. No handbrake control either. But just the main light above his head. Top of his head. Those ones not operational. The lighting effects are good as well. They've obviously done a passover on the route. Straight up to quad 4 and what have you. Give it a fresh little paint for Thomas. So that's good. Couple up to those. Give them a bit of a push, why not? Are they going to couple up themselves? Or? Yeah, it's automatically coupled, so that's good as well. That's good for like children and that. Don't have to worry about coupling manually. Let's reverse. Bouncy, bouncy. They've exaggerated the physics for the suspension on the Thomas add-on because it gives them more animation. Makes them more characterful. That's not a bad thing. Alright, the truck's looking fairly happy to go along with what Diesel's got planned. Bouncing away quite happily there. I like that. Good. Good, good. Nice and early in the morning. Get Diesel to the signal. Very quick. Just see, if you're familiar with Minehead, then you can just see Butlins. Butlins is always just beyond those trees there, the skyline, what they call it. Big top tent thing. Skyline is there, that's Butlins. Been there. Which is your bingo. I've been on the route. Let me just pause that and we'll give you a bingo. There we are. We haven't cleared it from last night. We'll do that now. Stay clear of politics at the moment. Bit mentioned have been on the route. There we go. Technical issues, none today so far. So we got one bingo. We did have an overshoot as well, didn't we? So we should do that as well. There you go. Let's go back to Diesel. Carry on. Still trying to get used to this. Press the wrong button again. Stop Diesel. There we go. Right. And now we're going to put these trucks in front of Annie and Clarabelle, aren't we? Let's go. So. Just like that. Right. Go forward a bit more, Diesel. I thought it had like a really cool livery on that car. Come on. So we'll do this one and then we'll jump onto some other route and pop Thomas or Diesel down into a timetable and we'll see how they get on. Of course you can play timetable mode on West Sunset as well, obviously using free roam or the free roam aspect of timetable. You can drop them into any other route, so we'll do that. Why are we stopping here? Annie and Clarabelle are over there, why are we stopping here? Blocking the platform, is that what they're doing? Uncouple. There we go. Uncouple these. Like that. Stop at location, so we're going back to the signal. Let's just push it. Go Diesel, go. There we are. Quickly can we get there? You can go 30 at the moment. Is that in top speed? Imagine it probably is. We're not going to worry about Diesel next speed. Overshot there, Diesel. Go on. Come on. Stop there. Right, where are we going now? I think we're probably grabbing Annie and Clarabelle, aren't we? So let's go and grab them. Okay. I've spad. Oh dear, with Thomas. We've had our first spat. Ah, my goodness. Well, that was interesting. I hope someone's not going to clip that. I don't know. I don't think Jason's here. We have spad. Our first spad with Thomas. Someone clip it. Quickly. There we are. Right. Oh, no. Right, so we'll jump on to... I'll do that scenario off camera. We'll jump on to a timetable service or something now. What do we think? What route do we think we should do? Any ideas? You've all gone very quiet in the chat, I must say. It's the wrong time of day, I guess, for streaming. I don't know. Mr. Jason. Right, let's jump into something and put Thomas on the line. What should we put him on? Peak Forest would be an obvious choice, wouldn't it? I'm just trying to think, where should we put Thomas? East Coast Main, Finchfield. Should we put him on Cardiff? I don't know. Where should we put him? Let's put him on the Peak Forest. go into timetable, and then we will find a service in timetable. We'll swap out the Jubilee and we'll put Thomas in instead. Right up. Driver semi-fast service, Manchester Central. We'll pop him on that 45-minute service. So we'll spawn in the Jubilee, and we'll swap the Jubilee out and put Thomas in his place. We'll do that. Right, jump out of the engine here. And we'll just swap this loco. Delete train, confirm. And we'll drop Thomas in instead. Spawn new train. Go there. We'll go Thomas. You can also use filters. You can use simplified control under the filters. Thomas tank engine. 10 traffic trucks. Annie and Cloudbell loaded. Let's do that. Spawn. And spawn straight in there. Jump on board you, Thomas. There we are. I almost said we'll get inside you, Thomas, but that just we won't do that. Unlock doors. We need to also set ourselves up as a service. We jump in here. Select Thomas. Set path. And then we decide where we're going. So let's run Thomas. We're not going to do full length, I don't think. Let's run Thomas up to somewhere. Should we run up to... Go the full length, do we? Let's run him up to here. I think, what's this? Bakewell. We'll go to Bakewell. If I can get it selected properly. It's quite finicky on console. There. I didn't want to do it. Come on. Set path. Right. Where are we going? Up to Bakewell. It was up here, wasn't it? Somewhere. We'll try it. Hopefully it will let me do it. This is a problem with it on console. Fine. Can be a bit fiddly. Dovetail need to look at that and make it a bit more easy to select the point. Confirm. There we go. Right, we're going to Bakewell. There we are. Right. Do we have passengers aboard? We do have passengers aboard. Let's go. Off we go then, Thomas. To 50 miles an hour. We're on Peak Forest with Thomas. Timetable mode. We should also see some other things. Other engines, what have you. Camera. See if we can get Thomas up to 50. Cloudbell bouncing along there, along the Peak Forest route, quite nicely. Our speed limit is 80 miles an hour. Whether we will succeed in getting Thomas up to 80. No idea. At 46. Deleted by Jason. There's Jason, he's popping in. Deleted a message, whatever that was. Thomas is now up to 50 miles an hour. Forest running fast to Bakewell. Get there on time. Annie and Cloud are bouncing around like mad there. Can't be comfy for the passengers. Wow. That's really bouncing. I feel sorry for the passengers. Gonna have to lurk while sorting the PC. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot that you were doing PC. I apologise. I pinged you and forgot all about the fact that you were doing your PC. Now up to 58 miles an hour. Oh! We spad. That's the second spad with Thomas. Well, no, we spad with Diesel and we spad with Thomas. That's one apiece. Never mind. Right. I don't know what to do next. We've done an hour so far with Thomas. Should we do another story? I feel like we should do the story some more justice and spend some time with that. So we'll do another story. Maybe not the... I've got hiccups. I apologise. Let's go. Do we have a timetable with Thomas on West Somerset, don't we? Maybe let's just look at the timetable. Thomas at the WSR. So it's got its own timetable as well. Thomas. Jason has clicked the SPAD. So let's jump on Thomas and do a timetable. So 30 minutes, Thomas to the rescue. Oh no, that's the story. Let's do that one. Willerton to Bishop's Lydyard. Bishop's Lydyard to Minehead, an hour and 25 minutes. No, we'll do that one. And we'll try not to spad. Part of the problem there was I was getting too enthusiastic with Thomas, wasn't I? And I was just not paying attention to signals. I was just hammering it down the line. You successfully helped Thomas find Annie and Clarabelle. That's obviously, this service is following on from the story that we were on when Diesel was trying to steal and move the trucks around and steal Annie and Clarabelle. We'll run that story. I'll do a video on it or something in a little while, maybe, once we finish streaming. Unlock our doors. I can hear a Diesel. Yes, there he is. Diesel sat there. Willerton Diesel Depot. So Diesel's there. That would normally be a 31 would normally be sat there, I think, on the other standard timetable. WSR. So they really could have chosen Peak Forest or West Somerset, or even Spirit of Steam, but I suppose West Somerset being a heritage railway, it makes more sense. Somewhat. I don't know. Peak Forest would have worked as well. as a route for them to put Thomas on, because the sort of 50s and 60s setting there. Let's lock our doors then, and we are off. Round your whistle, Thomas, and away you go. Next stop is Stogumber. Got an incline, so I'm having to just tease Thomas a little bit and just say, look, a little bit more effort in. There you go, Thomas. 25. Miles. Slipped in behind Tom's head. Up the incline to Stogumber. Stogumber. Okay. Thomas having to work hard to get up the hill. There we go. Some trucks in this siding here. Was that a shed? I think that's a shed. Yeah. It's one of those maintenance sheds there. Got Annie at the back this time and Clarabelle at the front, behind Thomas. Swing round and get a front view. Get the camera to behave. Going to a different camera. Okay. Very happy to be running on the West Somerset. Probably push it a little bit more on the speed. I know the speed limit 25, but when reading the fact and the article for Thomas on the Dovetail website, it did say that you are permitted to go above 25. Although it's given me that yellow number being above the speed limit, we are permitted to go faster if we want. So lots of more might be affected. I don't know. I don't know if to try it or not. Thomas is having to work pretty hard up this hill. We're now at the top of the hill towards Stogumber. We've got a mile and a half or so to go. So we've got Stogumber, Crocombe Heathfield and Bishop Village Yard. Those are our stops. Just going to very quickly take a toilet break. So I'll just stick our be right back on and we'll be back in a moment. Talk amongst yourselves, I won't be long. Right, apologies for that. I had to take a toilet break. We're back now. Right, let's jump back with Thomas and run this service. 4 miles to go. Up another hill. Thomas really does have to work hard on his visit to the West Somerset Railway. Passengers happy, they're enjoying the lovely ride on Thomas, and this line doesn't seem as bouncy. Annie and Clavel aren't bouncing around quite as much as they were along Peak Forest. You just saw a spad. Thomas is slowing down, please. A bit quicker, more effort in. Around the cab, we've got the coal there, we've got a lamp, turn that on. None of the other things here are usable. You can't open the door on the boiler. Can't use these. Very, very simplified for children who may have issues driving more complicated trains. It's not a bad thing. I think it's making the game more accessible to people, and I think that's a good thing. And obviously Thomas is a well-known figure. It makes sense that they've included Thomas. Finally, after my April Fool's Day jokes on the Train Sim World community Facebook page for years and years and years, teasing and manipulating photos to make it look like Dovetail had an outfit coming on April Fool's Day. I don't need to do it anymore because he's finally here. We are coming into Stogumber. We need to slow down, Thomas. I might slow himself down. We're on that 1.1% gradient. Fairly steep gradients on this route. Thomas very happy to be arriving. Lovely little station that is Stogumber. Just short of the stop marker, that's not bad. We'll accept that. We'll accept it. It's fine. That's what we do. Turn the gain down on the microphone just a little bit. I'm not having to wait a couple of minutes. wellies are very bright. Must be expecting rain. And our passengers have got backpacks now as well. I really like that. It's a nice little addition and touch to Quentin World. See passengers carrying a range of bags and suitcases and various other things. He's got some wellies as well. Backpacking. They must have been rambling in the West Country. Well, yeah, it's West Country, West Somerset. Must have been rambling around the West Somerset Hills. Why she's got her wellies on. Fair enough, Thomas. We're going in a minute, don't worry. Yeah, Caravan very happy. Lock our doors then. Bell, and off we go to Crocombe Heathfield. Gradient, climbing. I suppose the only way to really get rid of that's persistent whether you get rid of the other HUD element or not. That's interesting. I wonder if there are any settings to get rid of that HUD. Let's have a look in the settings. HUD type minimal off. Stains. I'm pretty sure I changed the HUD. It doesn't. HUD and gameplay. No. That doesn't do anything there. Accessibility. HUD type normal, simple, minimal, off. Select. That doesn't do anything. On Thomas that doesn't seem to do anything. That's it. Actually have no ability to change the settings. I mean I get it. I understand why they've done it. It would be nice to get rid of it without having to press that. You need to press the F1 to get rid of the press. I'd like to option to press that on. Happy with the stipulation from the town. 1.9 miles an hour. Working Heathfield in a big now. How it was, because certain elements are actually missing and I kind of want those. It was minimal. I had the HUD at minimal. Minimal. That one. And gameplay. Stop marker, objective marker, scenario marker, signal marker. Track monitor off on. Hard distance, traction lock. Where's my measurement units, temperature units, gradient units, automatic? Suspension model improved. I don't know. The gradient marker is gone. Never mind. I'd like to save changes. Yes. I don't know. I've done something to the hard disk. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, it's really bothering me. I don't know. Harding gameplay. That's on. Stop marker, scenario marker. Next speed limit marker. Next signal marker. No, that's not what I want, is it? Next signal aspect on speed limit. Next signal. Is that what I want? Are those the things I want on? I don't know. Not what I want. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I somehow think I'm programming on and off. So if you are doing it, you can't use the keyboard, it seems, to turn these on and off. I want that one off. Yeah, I've done something to the HUD. I'm not sure what. It seems to have gone into normal again, even after I've set it up as minimal. Anyway, right, let's get this sorted. camera, record some content, and stick that up later on. I think that's the way we'll go. Then. Thomas having a good look around at this station. He's looking at the passengers over there. He's taken a fancy to this woman with her blue bag. Her Dovetail Games bag. I don't know where he's looking. Seems to be fairly interested in something over that direction, doesn't he? We're just waiting to depart, get the doors shut. Here we go. Down the line, 3.5 miles to Bishop's Yard. Level up policy package. 10 miles out. And an average. Right, comes for 10 miles with the speed limit. derail. Going downhill, except it's not showing on the hard gradient now. I've done something to that. Hi everyone, how are we? Jamie here. Jamie, hello. Yeah, I've done something to the HUD, Jamie. I don't know what I've done. The gradient's not showing. Trying to turn some of the HUD in, but I can't do that. I'm not too worried. We're having lots of fun. We've already spad with both Diesel and Thomas. We took Thomas on the Peak Forest, and he got up to 80 miles an hour, and then we went to and played Diesel on the first part of his story, and we spad there as well. So that's happened, but other than that, we're having fun. I really like it. Full of nostalgia. So I appreciate Dovetail for finally bringing Thomas to Train Sim World after years of mentioning it and going on about it. Finally rest and not be going on at Matt Pendleton and saying, bring Thomas. Now we just need the Riviera line and I'll be happy. Putting Thomas on Riviera line, that would be great. Running Thomas down to Painting or something like that would be fantastic. But yeah, Peak Forest works really well for Thomas. I've yet to put him on the Liverpool line, Spirit Scheme. We're certainly spending more time with Thomas. 1.5 miles. So, Bishop Lydyard, Lydyard. I still haven't decided whether it's Lydyard or Lydyard. My friend in the area will tell me it's Lydyard. My other friends in the area also say Lydyard. Really don't. Jamie, I'm loving the Somerset accent on Mr. Peters as well, that's fantastic. Really enjoying it. Thomas to say, I'm enjoying it too. You've seen something over there that he's really fascinated by. He's spending a lot of time looking at his fields of trees. Yes, absolutely. The narration is spot on. The nostalgia, it's a real nostalgia trip for me. Like I say, I grew up with Thomas and my grandfather did interesting training. Fueled my passion, but definitely Thomas was a big part of my childhood, as it was for lots of people, I'm sure. And I know there are no plans to bring other characters yet, but I would love to have Percy as a player to Pat. If you did like or even a third party developer, if they, I know there's lots of third parties now working with Dovetail. If a third party decided to do a Pat, like with Percy or James, I need to slow down. Slow down, Thomas. Very keen today. Very keen. I need to start slowing down. Big part of my Cardiff life as well. Yeah, I was live last night doing Cardiff, so I didn't join this live stream as it happened, but I did watch it back afterwards, immediately after coming back off the stream. And Cardiff is great as well. Well done for that. Loving Cardiff. I'm going there on Saturday. I might have been a bit on the point. Let's get Thomas stopped and I'll carry on. Hey. A little bit lively going into there. Apologies, customers. What was I saying? Oh yes. Like I say, I watched the preview and spotted all the Thomas paraphernalia. That was fun to see. But you weren't here earlier, Jamie. I said to my viewers that it would be great if we could get Matt playing Thomas whilst dressed as Sir Topham Hatt. I think Matt should, for one stream only, cosplay as Sir Topham Hatt. So if you could pass that on to him, I'd love to hear his response as well. I'm sure he'd be like, I'm not doing it. But I think it would be fantastic just to see Matt portraying that role. I need to unlock the doors. What am I doing? Unlock the doors. I'm talking nonsense and not paying attention. Is that Annie? Yeah, that's Annie. Annie's on the back today. Flowerbell at the front. Welcome to the West Somerset Railway. A fantastic route. Been on it a few times. There we are. Oh, I got a platinum. Lovely. There we go. Ha! Would be good fun. It would. I'm glad you think so. There we are. Right. I think I'm kind of deciding whether I should do one more or call it there. I'm not sure. What do we think? Shall we go back to the main menu and just listen to the theme tune again as we start to wind down the stream? Shall we do that? What should we think? I'm half tempted to run another service or something. I don't know. Let's go back to the menu. So, like I say, there's the button. For those of you who weren't here earlier, there's a button on the home screen now. That's me playing that scenario there in Cardiff. If we go to here and press the button, there's the music. It is brilliant. I could just sit and listen to that for an hour. So we've done Learn to Drive. We haven't learnt to drive with Devious Diesel. We've done Thomas's Arrival. We spad whilst doing Devious Diesel. Confusion and Delay. Diesel and Fireworks. The Hunt for the Missing Gift, which was on the stream last night with Dovetail. That's what they did the stream. A Problem to Solve. So I'll try and find Diesel. Thomas learns he's broken down. Ooh. And then it finishes with the fireworks display, I see. I think I'm going to play Devious Diesel. I'm going to record a video and put the video up of the various parts, I think. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to jump off the stream and do some recording of the story, which will go live on the channel later. But I'm going to jump off now. I'm going to grab some lunch. And I will see you all on the next one. Jamie, thank you very much for popping in. I'm sorry that you weren't here longer or that I wasn't live for longer, but appreciate it. Like I say, everyone, thank you very much for joining. I hope you will consider, if you haven't already, picking up Thomas the Tank Engine for Train Sim World 5. It is fantastic, full of nostalgia and fun for everyone of all ages, children of all ages and adults too. So yeah, that's it. I shall see you soon. Take care for now. Bye bye. I haven't muted my mic yet. I'm just sitting here